Okay, what I have for you is a nice big brioche mess that I self-imposed to show you how to fix brioche over multiple stitches. So this is over 3 brioche stitches. So you can see it's a brioche knit, a brioche purl, and a brioche knit. If you look up here on the needles, there's 2 brioche purls. So I just caught it with, I caught the raw stitches with a double pointed needle, which I always use. Then the next thing I have to do is I have to organize all of this mess or I will be lost. So I put in these little light bulb markers to mark complete rows. So there's a complete row. And I apologize, my sample, my light color is actually 2 strands, but if you look, okay, that's a complete row. Then you can see these 2 go together. Let me bring that in a little more. Those 2 go together, so I put a light bulb clip with those. And then here are my last 2 that go together. And you can see which one's on the bottom. It's the blue, so I'm going to be knitting with the blue next. That's one way to know. I'll clip it for now just so you can see how I do that. So this is 3 complete rows down. There are no more horizontal stitches, and that keeps that less messy for me. You could be looking at this and wondering to yourself, how will I know if I'm knitting or purling? And it's not it's not abundantly clear from the front side, but if I turn this and look at the back of this, you could see that if I left it the way it was, this stitch needs its collar, otherwise that's going to be sitting there. So I haven't picked up the collar, and that's the next step I have to do. So when I put these back on, and I'll just grab my double pointed needle, I'll probably put them on in the correct direction with the leg that's going, the front leg is the one that's to the right, so I'll put that on correctly. And then I will also grab the collar here. This was the yarn over that you normally make, and I will make sure I have the legs oriented the right way, which is that way and that way. Okay, so I'm ready to just pass through and slip brioche purl slip with the blue yarn. So I just grab the blue yarn. I'm going to unclip. Oh, interesting. I'm going to unclip my 2 strands here. So these are the 2 nearest ones. I'm going to grab that piece of blue yarn just as if I'm knitting along, and I'm going to bring the yarn to the front and brioche purl. Oh, and I have to slip one. I actually am making this video and I haven't brioche in a while, but I slip and I yarn over, don't I? And my hands in the, let's see. So I take my yarn to the front, I slip as if to purl, I yarn over, bring the yarn to the front, brioche purl those 2 together. I sometimes, when I'm holding it this way, I may get my orientation wrong. Bring the yarn to the front, slip and yarn over. And now I'm ready to brioche knit, slip that purl and brioche knit. So then I go ahead and you just keep going all the way up. But here's my, if I look, here's my next strand of yarn. It's not connected to anything. So there's my next strand. So I'm going to leave that in the back, knit those 2 together, and I'm not worrying about really what size double pointed needles they are, but so this is the brioche purl, so I need to put a collar on that. So I bring the yarn to the front, slip purlwise, put a collar on, leave my yarn in the back, and knit those 2 together. And that looks good. And then I repeat. So here's my second sets of yarns. So I'm gonna pull those off the light bulb and grab my blue yarn. Okay, and then I have to take it to the front because I'm knitting. So I slip as if to knit and yarn over. And then I bring the yarn to the front and purl. And again, when I'm doing this on double points, I get it on wrong, so I just flip it back. And then I'm bringing my yarn to the front, slipping and yarning over. And I'll just show you one more time. So then I have my other color yarn. It's already been released from its clip. And I brioche knit those together. I bring the yarn to the front and slip yarn over. And I bring the yarn to the back and I brioche knit the stitch with its collar. And you can see I've got one more to go, but if I turn it over, you can see I haven't made any mistakes there. It looks complete. Let me pause and I'll show you what it looks like. When you do the last row, it looks like this, and you can just slip it onto your needles. And you can check. There's the front, there's the back. Oh, and look, see, I checked the back and I didn't quite fix this. I didn't quite repair this one correctly, which is fine. That's understandable. So I'll just zoom over there to that fourth one and fix it up. So this is the one that I didn't repair correctly. I'll take it so that it's oriented on the knit side, and all that means is I need to have that collar up on the needle like that, so that when I encounter it, I'm going to purl with it. So that's like the most dramatic repair, but again, I'm just going to show you one more time that the easiest repair and the most common one generally happens in one column when you didn't get a collar correctly, and that is a very easy fix with a crochet hook and a pair of eyeglasses. You go in with the crochet hook from the knit side, you go over the first contrast and under the second one, and you grab that yarn and you pull it through, which of course I'm not able to do right now for you. And this appears like, I'm going to go down a little further because maybe my pair's wrong. There. I'm going to go down that far because it doesn't matter. Okay, over the first blue, under the second blue. Pull it through. Over the first blue, under the second blue. Pull it through. And I have 2 strands of yarn, makes it a little harder. Over the first blue, under the second blue, pull it through. Over the first blue, under the second blue, pull it through. Over the first, under the second, pull this through. Oops. Pull this. I gotta get both of them. Pull it through and put it on. Okay, so that's Brioche Repair 101. And happy brioching. It's such a delightful stitch once you get the hang of it. Thanks for watching.